Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the news. It is Friday. That could mean only one thing, 12-volt news. We're going to talk about all the news that's happening in the 12-volt community, but before we get to that, I'd be remiss if we didn't. Talk about the weather. So, I mean, I know myself. I just can't. I know myself. Yeah, that sounds good. Anyway, so I just came from the Great White North.
Yeah.
Where it did snow.
Yeah.
So when I landed Wednesday, it snowed, which was incredible. And of course, it rained really hard that night, which washed all the snow away, which was fantastic. And then the weather was pretty good. I love how these guys, tomorrow's supposed to be really nice. And I was like, yeah, it's like in the 50s. Actually, it was starting in the 30s, but it got up to the 50s. And they were like, it's going to be beautiful. And I'm like, I guess if you're used to like the teens or the zeros, single digit weather, like that's pretty significant. For me, it just meant, I felt like a groundhog 2 more days of winter. But it was good. I wore shorts that day, but then I wore pants the other. Well, yeah, I mean, because let's be honest. I mean,
why not?
It's 50. That's shorts weather as far as I'm concerned. But then I had to look more professional. I put pants on and freaked everybody out. So
well, in our beautiful Clearwater, Florida, is 69 degrees with a high of 78 degrees, and the low is going to be 63. Partly cloudy, very nice, sunny.
I mean, you don't have to keep it. I mean, just you're good. Stop. Good morning from San Diego.
Air quality is going to be 46.
Yeah, good morning from San Diego. On my way to a surgery. It's 53. Today will be 77. Sorry, going to be under. Hey, man, have a safe surgery. Not that you have anything to do with it, but hopefully the doctors are on point and everything will go according to plan.
Everything is going to, yes. Exactly.
Car Gift is checking in. What's up?
What's up?
Good day. Good day. Welcome from Portugal. So today apparently will be 70 today. Raining 70. Good morning.
Good morning.
40 with a high of 54 and cloudy in the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, that's Pizza Dave checking in. Vermont. It's almost ready for the season of mud. That's 34 with snow and rain mix. Ugh. I think this will be the last weekend for the ski season. I mean, sounds good. I had pizza last night. East Tennessee is cloudy, 48 with a high of 55. So that's good. Checking in, rainy at 51 in North Carolina, high of 57. That's a Bradley. Mr. Brad, checking in. Good morning from Modesto, currently 54 with a high today of 80. So you kind of want it like Brian's gone, like he's in Texas at Eggy Land sound competition at MTI. Do you think like Brad goes into the office today and goes, I don't have Fred, I don't have Brian. Peace and quiet. Peace and quiet. Just no one there. Bother me. No one there to bug me.
And then the phone rings.
Well, no, but I'm just saying I don't have those two knuckleheads in there like driving me crazy. I feel like that's got to. I mean, I'm sure some of it's like I need to ask these guys questions. They're not here, bummer. Okay. But I mean, as far as like everything else, I feel like these two knuckleheads are gone. Today is a great day. I'm gonna go to lunch. I'm gonna have like you know what I mean. Like he just has this. Yeah, I don't know. I mean. Just a thought. Sure. Hey, good day. Central Florida. That's how you spell Florida. There you go, right there. Florida. 69 with a high 80. I mean, you're not wrong. Good day.
Do you know that in Modesto they have like a ninja parade?
No.
Dude, yeah.
Modesto County Ninja Parade, which once again passed through town entirely undetected.
This is our 4th straight
entirely
year.
Undetected.
We've still never seen a ninja.
According to an arrow scroll delivered straight into the heart of the city clerk, This marked the 30th year that the Modesto area ninjas have stealthily celebrated their heritage.
It's amazing how the ninjas can sneak by undetected on us. The kids love trying to be able to spot them and not being able to.
A record crowd of 3,000 people came out to not see the ninjas.
We were right where the ninjas were.
Okay, this is like an April Fool's thing, I'm assuming. That's fantastic. It's Friday. I've got dinner tonight at Waffle House. Very excited. I mean, you know, I think that's the thing. Like Friday morning is typically like it's family night tonight, which I will not be doing because the girls are going out of town. But I look forward to Friday because I know that's the one night I'm not going to be interrupted by anything.
100%.
You know, it's like I'm not going to do work. Which this Friday I'll be doing work. But
oh, look who it is, Dan Murphy.
Oh, Dan Basehead Murphy.
Yeah.
Wow. Dang.
How you doing, man?
MTX will be a sponsor.
To clarify?
No.
It'd
be nice.
That would be nice. That was only for the Clean Wire Challenge.
Yeah. No, I'd love to have him as a sponsor, though.
MTX?
Yeah, that would be fun. That would be cool. Well, speaking of that, that's so funny. I mean, I feel like it's got to be right.
I would send it to you so you can send it to him.
Yeah. 46 in Arizona, high of 65, 72 and with the 100 in Phoenix. It's, you know, good morning from Central Texas, currently 63 at the high of 82. Any device out there that actually measures the delay of speaker distances instead of measuring with a tape measure? Yeah, but it's really expensive. You can do that with a actually, you could do it with a Max. You should be able to do it with a microphone and what's that software called?
REW?
Yeah, REW probably do. It's just pulse response. So not anything that you can just go buy for $5 and, you know, be done with it. But you could just use a laser pointer if you don't feel like doing that. But anyways, with that being said, let's talk about some news. We got a bunch of it. And always, as I start digging deep into this news is stolen from the good friends at CE Outlook. They paid for my dinner the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
There you go.
Yeah, I know. I don't think Amy knows, but
she's like, what?
Yeah, you know, it was nice.
What do you mean?
It's when I went to Scatterbush, the Italian restaurant. If you haven't,
who was there?
Chevelle or Chef. I always say his name wrong.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Yeah.
The whole crew of Canadians, eh?
Very good.
No, but anyways, if you'd like to know more about any of the stories that we're going to talk about today, and or see who Alpine's new rep firm is, that's high on your list of I don't care. You can find them at CE Outlook. Right? How cool.
Yes, you can find it.
On to the news. That's not the button I want to press, but it's close enough. I'm going to hit that. I'm going to do this. And I'll put us 12-volt braces for higher tariffs.
Jesus.
Okay, so I don't care. I'm not going to go deep into the story. I just want to say, remember when, like, you might not, because I mean, you're not. You're from a different part of the world. But does anybody out there remember when, like, government really wasn't anything you had to worry about on a day-to-day basis? Like, I mean, I know as you get older, you start to get crotchety and you start to think about these things like, oh, I remember when. But I remember when you could just get up in the morning and, like, the president and the government was not on, like, the
24/7?
Yeah, it was not on the top 10 things that I have to deal with today. See, look, it's people out there just having a bad day. This is out of control in the sense that not the tariff things. Whatever it's going on, I'm not paying attention to it. I'm just trying to, like, I'm being patient to see how it all unfolds. You know, because from what smarter people than me are telling me, it's like there's a plan
so quickly. Yeah, like boom.
Yeah,
right there.
But I just remember when it was like you could get up in the morning and, you know, like the most important thing you had to worry about was, did I put on the matching socks? Did my socks match and did I have clean underwear? Not anymore. It's just ridiculous.
Well, so now that you mentioned that, yeah, I mean, when I came here, it was not like, you know, 24/7 or constantly like, oh, this is what happened. Other than, you know, when war was happening or something like that.
No, I didn't see that. And I'm not going to build anything. So that's out of the question. But good morning, Dean and Fernando. Team Guns here in the house. What's up? Cardio peeps. Yes. I remember with Pepperidge Farm. Yeah, and so, but there again, it's a 401k, so it's supposed to be at the long game, right? We're all supposed to be playing the long game. So what's a 401k? Exactly. That's how you have a $401,000 in the bank waiting for you.
Yeah?
Yeah. You don't have
Did we
one.
have that?
No.
Oh.
Anyways, to me, that's the story here is I remember when, and soup is good food. So moving on, has the car auto industry been good to you? This is okay. So if any time you've ever thought about clicking on one of the links to go see more of the story, this would probably be the time where you'd want to do it.
Okay.
Because this story is actually pretty cool in that. Let me scroll over here. So there's a group of people called Skills USA, and if you're a kicker fan, you know this because they talk about it every year. They go to the event. This year at Master Tech, they had 3 winners up on a couple winners. We'll just say a couple winners up on stage.
Yeah.
A couple of them are walking around. The Todd Ramsey Fund
scholarship.
Yes, thank you. Donates to it. But like anything else in the world, there's private funding that needs to be had. And if you feel like, I really enjoy car audio, it's been good to me, or whatever. If you feel like donating some money, because like anything else, yes, this is an ask, and they've lost some of their funding and they need some money, so that they can continue to promote Skills USA, so to speak, which, sounds good to me. They have a GoFundMe page. They're hoping to get some money from people, $25, $10, whatever you can donate. There's a link, of course, in the story, right here on the bottom, the red where it says GoFundMe page. 800 people donate $25, they're covered. If they can get, 40 companies, 4,000 people, whatever. If you got $5 in your pocket and you want to donate it to a worthy cause other than your face at McDonald's for lunch, might be worth it to just like, I don't know. Whoa, wrong button. To give it a go. Give it a go. We're always looking, somewhere where we can do good. This will do good. This will make some young person possibly have a career in the future working with their hands other than going.
At an install bay when it's hot.
Yeah, I know, but whatever. It's what happens. I mean,
yeah.
So anyways, moving on. And speaking of knowledge and learning, MECP launches a new EV certification. Did you know this?
Yes.
Did you see this last night
when
you read the news? Prepped for the news?
Yeah.
So this was funny, too, because this was a point of contention while we were at the CMA.
Okay.
Because there again, what makes you... So I'm all for learning, and I think this is probably going to be a great certification. There's a level 1 and a level 2, I believe. I don't know. So there was a couple gentlemen that were concerned. They're like, I've done these cars. This isn't how you do this. And I was like, I don't know. Don't talk to me. Talk to the guy that wrote it over there. But anyways, I feel like this is worthy. Give it a go. But if you're looking to, I like it. But okay, one of the things I like about this is the direction that MECP could possibly go. And that is to not be so broad. Okay, so like for example, you get the whatever apprentice, and then you get the whatever
advanced and master. Sure.
Well, they changed them all different names now. But my point is they're big, and they're a lot of work.
Okay,
and which I've gone through the whole thing as far as the first one went, and then I wasn't. Yeah, I read the whole thing. I read the whole online thingy, and then I didn't take the test because I'm stupid and really didn't care. But smaller, more chewable amounts of content, I think, are where it's at. So like when you look at like the automotive industry, when you get ASE certified, it's not like you're ASE certified. You get specific things that you're ASE certified in. And I feel that, even though the 12-volt industry, I mean, it's not hugely deep as far as things you need to know.
Sure.
I think scaling it back to where becoming specialized or getting certifications in certain aspects
break it down
of it.
in different categories.
And they've done that. Like they have some sales stuff and they have some general equipment knowledge and stuff like that.
It's better now.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if you can, and there again, it's always funny because when someone tells me how fast they can do something, I always go, well, yeah, but that's you, bro. But something that's doable in a weekend, or if you have 2 days off that you can just kind of knock it out. Like, for example, Sue worked in a pharmacy, and every year you have to take courses to renew your certification to pass drugs over the counter. And And it was just, it was like you need so many hours of this.
Yeah.
And there was all these little packets, and you would do packets, meaning internet stuff. So you'd read something, take a test, and you'd be good to go.
Sure.
I think that's a much more reasonable way to educate yourself, because when you have to, that's the problem with, when you look at schools, it's like, we're going to read this chapter and we're going to try to learn all this information and we're going to take a test. And it's like, we talked about that like a week and a half ago. I forgot it. You don't
have a rewind?
No. So I don't know. I think this could be interesting, but I like the idea of possibly breaking down into smaller subcategories. All right.
So how many times customers come and they ask you, hey, have you guys worked in this one before? And it's a 2020 Ford F-150, and you're like, you're joking, right? But I think one of those have it in front of your store and say, hey, we are certified with this hybrids EV.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's fantastic.
I think it's fantastic, yes.
Going back to the previous story, we had a customer with a $150,000 video on order just became double the money, which is what we were talking about yesterday. And of course, Brad chimes in and says, prices are going to go crazy. Even if they made in the U.S., the parts come from China. 100%.
Assembly in the USA.
I'll just not buy anything new and used what I have. I mean, and then there again, I'm kind of, to be honest with you, I'm kind of there. I was like, I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, I feel as we've become very consumerized with things being so, with eBay and Amazon and just online ordering in general. Like last night, a thing popped in my head that I know we need for here. And I was like, I need to order this. And it's just like, boom, it's done. Close the laptop. It's on its way. It'll be here today at some point. But, when I look at other things and I go, do I really need that? Like, can I just wait? It's like I have it. I don't know. Especially with doing taxes and seeing how much money we spend to produce this show. Mm-hmm. And you sit there and go, man, this show costs a lot of money to make. God dang. Like, I don't think we should buy anything this year. Like 2025 is closed. I don't want to buy nothing for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have so much cool stuff coming. And then there again, that brings us to the next comment or the next subject, which is Arc Audio introduces second new DSP top of the line amps. Mm-hmm. For those of you that don't watch the show on a regular basis, why? But Arc Audio or the podcast. We did. If you didn't know, Brian Mitchell and myself do a podcast called Car Stereo Talk. You can find links in his Facebook page, my Facebook page. It's on Podbeam and as well as Apple Podcasts. Mm-hmm. That's it. I don't know where else it's at because Podbeam feeds it up to a couple other places, but I pay no attention to that because I just put it there and then they do their back end side. But we did a live from MasterTech last week. I think it went up last week. Honestly, don't know. There isn't one this week because he's out of town and I was out of town the week before. And we talked about the new products that are coming out you could get right now from Arc Audio. One of them previously at Knowledge Trust, we talked about the new 12-channel DSP. Now we have the new 16-channel DSP. And then we also have the new affordable 6 to 8 DSP. And then, of course, these guys over here on the wall behind us, we have the new Coppers. So Arc Audio, and before that, we had the new Moto 800. We had the bag lids for the Harley crew. It's a lot of
products.
So, and we know there's more. But wait, there's more. Because Brad continuously sends me pictures. Said that. Well, and he sends me pictures every other day of like, look at this. And I go, man, it's so cool. The funny thing is we had one of the new products that we were going to show at CMA, and Fred left it in the car. And, of course, they got locked out of the show floor because that's what they do there. And I was like, hey, man, do we want to show this? And he goes, I left it in the car. They won't let us back in. And I go, you boob. And I said, don't scratch it because that piece is mine. So lots of new products, lots of new DSP. And I think this is funny because, like, how many times, like, when we started talking about Arc Audio, was everyone like, they need to update their DSP. They only have 8 channels. And, of course, Brian is like, I don't need anything more than 8 channels. And I'm like, okay, that's good that you don't. But remember, the circle of the world is bigger than just Brian. I know he's going to have a hard time with that. Brad is laughing right now because he's like, I know, I've been there. But now we have plenty of DSP channels for everyone to go around. Plus, one of the cool things, and it was funny, I didn't know this, and apparently it's been there since day one, and somebody asked me about it the other day. They were like, wait, did you say this? The power port on the side of these that we went over and I showed you, where you can plug, there's a power input on the side, so you can plug it in to an AC, the little AC 12 volt adapter, so you can use it in a house or on a test bench or whatever you want. All of these products are capable of plugging into the wall. So if you wanted to use this for your home stereo, your garage stereo, or whatever it is you're feeling like doing,
it's multi-purpose.
You can do that with this. I didn't know that. Apparently, Brian's like, it's been there forever. I'm like, okay, Brian, let it go, bro. But lots of new products. Definitely want to check those out. DNA software just keeps getting a bump and a bump and a bump. They just did a huge release last month, which added a ton of new features. And once everyone stops traveling all over Hell's Half Acre, we'll have Brian on to talk about them. But that's what we got. Plus, we have new product coming out. More to talk. But that's a whole nother news story. So let's move on to the next one. It says, remember when DSPs were rarely refused to be used, and now we can't do anything without them? Mary Lou, you know it. I remember when it was just, hey, Dean, how do I do this on my audio controlled DSP? And it was like, here you go.
Well, what was the...
But listen, when you find something that you like, a tool is a tool, right? A DSP is nothing more than a tool. And if I'm over there beating a nail into something with a 2x4, and then you walk over and you give me a hammer, I'm going to use the hammer because the hammer's better.
What is the little piece that we have in here? Did somebody give it to you?
Symmetry?
The symmetry.
Yeah.
They say they have a DSP.
It was a
before,
DSP.
so, dude.
But it was also really, really expensive. That was a Wayne Harris product, by the way. That was his claim to fame.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, when you give me a hammer, I'm going to beat that thing in. But then if I have a screw and I'm using a screwdriver or a pair of pliers, then you give me a screw gun. So when a better mousetrap comes out, you move to the better mousetrap. Mm-hmm. I was having a conversation with a gentleman yesterday where he's got brand new 2025 Chevy Silverado bass audio, and he wants to make it better, sound better. And Paul had sold him a subwoofer package. And he's like, so it's going to sound better now. And I go, whoa, time out. What do you mean? He's like, well, you're going to do your thing. I said, my thing is putting subwoofers in your car, not doing anything else. Well, the mids and highs will sound better. I said, how will they sound better? I said, they're going to sound exactly the same way they do now. You're adding a sub-amp. The concept was foreign to him. He just wasn't understanding what I was saying. And I was like, we are not changing anything other than we're going to add some boomity boom to the back. He goes, oh. I was like, yeah, it's just a sub-amp. There's nothing else I can do to the car. And so then it was like the conversation of, oh, well, I don't really want that. I want everything to sound better. So I was like, okay, well, you're going to need to come off your wallet and we can make it sound better. He's like, I don't want a DSP. And I'm like, you have to have a DSP because there again, this only does X. You want X plus. And I don't
understand what people say. I don't want a DSP.
No, and it was funny too. And it's like well,
asking okay, I don't want it. Or say I don't like it. I tasted before and I don't like it. But if you never have one, how do you say I don't need it?
Correct. And so the simple solution to this was he was afraid. He was afraid of how much money the DSP was going to cost.
Everybody's afraid. And it's going to cost more now.
Exactly.
So stop complaining.
So in the end, it was a brand new Chevy. So it was like, no problem. We'll do the Metra DSP Lite interface to control the door chimes and give us a basic DSP. And then we'll do a Kicker L7 1307 or LX. I always call it L7. L. Too many products with L in the title. So we'll do the 7-channel with the Metra Lite DSP, and then problem solved. Mm-hmm. And he was like, "Oh yeah, that's fantastic." I go, "Right." So, anyways, Nav TV ships second Harley A to B amplifier interface. This one is actually coming with a DSP built into it.
Very nice.
If that's what you're looking for. So one of the things that I think has been fantastic is Nav TV was bought by Mobridge. And
his bill went from 10K to 20K exactly.
No, it did double. There's no question about it because they went from just subs and a straight power amp to a straight power amp but with a DSP on the backside of it. But it still was a reasonably priced DSP and an interface all in one. So that kind of solved the idea there. what they're really seeing is they don't want to spend money. 100%. You know this as well. I think a lot of people just realize adding DSP adds a lot of expense that probably just don't want to pay for. Understandable. I agree 100%, and you're not wrong. The problem is, though, if you're going to... So I have a problem that when you're going to spend money on something, just spend the right amount of money.
Yeah, okay.
Or don't even waste your time.
Realizing that you're going to spend more money because of the DSP, but you still want the same results that the DSP is going to get you without spending the money, it's impossible.
Yeah, of course. Nav TV lives. Touch and go for a while there. Oh, no, it was. But on the backside, actually, we knew it wasn't because we knew that Mobridge, there again, things we can't talk about. We knew Mobridge was buying Nav TV. Like, that deal was signed a long time ago. It was just a matter of they were, Nav TV had...
signing the check.
Had the, they were negotiating with Mobridge. So the secret rumor on the backside, and then I got the wink, wink, nod from somebody I can't say, was like, we knew that Mobridge was buying them. Wink, wink, nod. So the nice thing about them is that the crew there is actively producing products. So they are moving faster, which is always the thing with Nav TV, is that they could move faster. They're smaller, they're more nimble. And Mobridge follows the same. They have a bunch of resources at their disposal. They're very smart guys. And so, like, right now, which I can't wait till I read this and say the 2024 A to B BO system in Ford is solved. So that's right now, that is priority 1 there. So we should be getting that soon. I think Sage is probably, and this is a guess, I think they're actually doing beta testing on it right now. Somebody is. But the new Ford BO system, they changed the connectors. So, it kind of sucks, but whatever. They're working on a solution for it, so that's fantastic. But as far as the Harley Davidsons go, this is a big move. But yeah, so if you got one of those, you're golden. And then this is a story Morel introduces new top-of-the-line system. The Ultimo just got a huge update. Hell, I want these just for the case.
Supremo.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
The case for this is like the way these things come packaged. I mean, to be fair,
yeah,
these are very expensive speakers.
Not that much.
It's like $11,000.
It's just normal right now.
It's true.
It's going to be normal.
And who knows what the tariffs are?
Buy it now because
and they're coming from Israel, so
it's
who knows
going
what
to be
the tariff.
20.
I don't know what tariffs we're charging Israel. I guess it's 10% across the board, so it's not bad. I mean, whatever.
25, I think.
No, it's 10% across the board, 25 for Mexico and Canada.
Jesus.
And 250% on Canada. But anyways,
500%.
I don't even want to know that. Why do I care? I don't want to know this stuff. But anyways, the Morel just launched the new Supremos, flagship speakers that come in 2 sets. Basically, the variation would be whether you want the 9-inch or whether you want the 6.5-inch.
Beautiful.
Beautiful speakers.
Beautiful speakers. These
are 100% going to have to be custom installed and things. These are not small drivers. They are huge, as would be expected for something that comes in at a price tag like that. This is the flagship. You guys are bad. Yeah. So there you go. That's. I took some really nice pictures of these this weekend too. I've taken a couple nice pictures of these, so at some point we'll do it. What I should have done, in hindsight, is take them up to my hotel room and done an unboxing. That would have been smart, but yeah.
Yeah. Dean.
Until I can no longer, I mean, I try to be. We know a lot of the secrets.
Yeah.
So,
a lot of secrets.
Secrets. But hey. It's what it is. People tell us things.
We have a lot of pictures there.
And exactly. I mean, the fun thing is I the joy that we get with our excitement that like we knew we knew these were coming out. We didn't know what they were going to look like. We could guess, but we knew they were coming. And And the nice thing is I feel the cool thing about it is manufacturers feel that everybody wants to tell somebody something.
Okay, so I remember when you showed me the picture of that.
Oh, the coppers?
The coppers, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, dude, like this is, and then trying to design the color.
Yeah.
And then the plate.
Yeah.
And now seeing them here and touch them is like,
well, I mean, prime example, like we're Master Tech the first day, Rockford picked us up. We went out, we got to hear the new Punch speakers. So the new P1s, P2s, P3s. And when we were done, we had to ask, hey, what can we talk about with this? Because there again, the cat is out of the bag, right? We knew, people know that the new Rockford stuff is coming out at the end of the year. So we were allowed, we had to get permission. We were allowed to say we went to Rockford. We did listen to all the new speakers, but as far as like shape, sizes, colors, and stuff like that, no. But we could, no specifications other than we like the way they sound. We didn't like the way they sound. We did, and not like, so there's certain things we can and cannot talk about, but it's still a lot of fun. Haley thinks your playlist sucks, by the way. I don't know if I told you that.
Oh,
the songs you were playing, she's like, God, that playlist sucked. And I was like, yeah, but we're not listening to it for the music. He's listening. Right. She doesn't understand. And I honestly, I just went to her and said, God, yes, it's terrible. Like, it's so bad. Because I didn't want to have the conversation with her. She just doesn't understand that like the playlist is there not to jam out to. It's just to listen. It's just to listen. Yeah. And so she's like, oh, it's so bad. Yeah. But, but NDAs are a big part of what we do. And it helps us to design content that makes sense, and or just let these guys have somebody to talk to.
So if you guys want to share some NDAs with us, please just email us to no, we don't.
Yeah, if you'd like to step into the 5-star confessional,
yes, please,
I'm here for you.
Yeah,
yes, exactly. Yeah, apparently I give okay advice.
So it's at 10% on top of the current for Israel, 40%
on medication.
So that's what we're gonna need after all these tariffs.
Yeah,
medication.
Yeah, more medication. I think we need lots more medications. I would use 60 to Samsung Ds for a fully active setup. I mean, if we're going for pretty, yeah, that would definitely be pretty. Ventes. I'm assuming you mean the Ventes.
Ventes.
Yeah. I mean, it was in a Starbucks, man. You can call it whatever you want, but they're definitely pretty. They're definitely pretty. And we all like pretty audio for sure. So.
I love it. Fantastic.
I mean, there's definitely the most people that haven't, but that I feel like that is shrinking. Mm-hmm. A lot of people do understand what good audio is. They just don't know how it got there and what they should be listening to. So there is that to be said for sure. Based on what we've seen from Modus head units, would you wait and face tariffs or get a Stinger Horizon 10? I would probably just go with the Horizon 10. I mean, nothing against the Modus. The Modus is going to be fantastic. I don't know when they're going to come out. I mean, the stuff we were seeing, it's going to be a while. Yeah. If you're looking at a 6-month roadmap, sure, it might be worth waiting. But if you're like, this money is burning a hole in my pocket, then I would let it go ahead and drop out. And
it's like, it's hot.
Yeah,
you gotta drop it.
Yeah, just get that and move on.
Yeah.
They both have 8-channel preamp. They both have Toslink. They both have a ton of features. The difference is iData compatibility. So Modus is going to be iData, Stinger is not. So if that's something you need, then there again, that's there. So I don't look at it as I'm going to make a recommendation. I'm just going to be like, here are the facts. You decide what makes the most sense for you. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So
check it out.
I've never heard of Modus. I'll check it out after the show. We have a great video. Go look at Project M.
Yeah.
It does say Modus now in the title. It's Tony D'Amore's backed. He's hired and works for them. He's a designer. That's the new amplifiers. And
he's a designer only?
Yeah, he's a designer only.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. Him and Juan doing math. Radios we really don't have a lot on because at the events, they just had some out there. Like I looked at them again this past weekend because they had them all out there.
For me, it looks so crazy, just like the marine screens that they have. These
they're big, yeah,
big,
yeah.
Thin is so nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember now. See, there you go. So Modus was Project M. Honestly, I think Modus is cool, but I think the name Project M
sounded better than
to me.
Modus.
It's like one of those things where you're like, oh, Project M. Like, and then it's like, no,
do you have an amplifier M?
No, I think they should come out with a special, like they haven't even come out with a line yet, but I think they should come out with a specialty line called Project M. Like the acrylic ones, they should just stay Project M.
Okay, to be honest with you, and
lie to me. Just lie to me.
I don't like the acrylic ones.
Those No, that's not the look of the amplifier.
I know.
It's going to be clear.
I know.
That was CNC'd.
Yeah.
So that wasn't the finished product. All that is that cover that's on them.
Yeah.
That's not the cover that's going on them.
Okay.
Tony was very adamant about, listen, we needed a cover. We could get these made.
Yeah.
This is not what they're going to
look like. That
look
looked like one of those lamps from in the bathroom that you just see and I'm like,
no, that was just a CNC piece that they could
and
get.
I'm not saying they're that, but it's just like,
yeah. Project M sounds skunk works. Like SR71. The SR71 would be the Blackbird, and that's why the ARC Audio amp is called the Blackbird. Oh. Anyways, that's the news. This is Friday. Go forth, be merry. Tomorrow is Saturday. We'll have more news. We'll take your questions. There's no news tomorrow. Q&A show. Also, the Monday show that normally happens on Monday is going to be moved till Tuesday because we have an event we have to go to Monday after work. So we're just going to bump it to Tuesday. I know that screws everybody up. I apologize. The fact that anyone would do something on Monday here in Florida, just totally, it's like, really, guys?
Yeah.
I think it's kicker too, right? Yeah, it's kicker. Kicker training. Kicker training on Monday. Like, really? So John Myers is screwing it up for everybody. Just want you to know that. Blame John. It's not my fault, but we'll be back on Tuesday. But it's Friday. We'll see you tomorrow. If you'd like to follow us on Instagram, it's a great place to get your questions in. We'll be there later today for sure because I didn't go on yesterday because yesterday was like, so.
I work on Tuesday. Come on, Dean.
I'm sorry, man. It's John Myers' fault. It's not mine. Blame it on John.
So
blame it on the rain. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye, guys.